It's me again, Demetrius Andrade. And if you're looking to take your fight game to the next level, try this, the Fighter Stack. Everything you need.
Marcus Hayes, Fight Hub TV here with the former junior middleweight champion of the world, Tony Superbad Harrison. What's going on, man?
Bro, what's the deal, my guy? How you feeling?
Man, just living life, man. Living life and just trying to be happy, man. Living in the now, bro. Right?
Man, that's all we can do is live in the now. And happiness is priceless, man.
No question, man. And that's absolutely right, man. It's been a while since I seen you. The last time I saw you was sometime like December 2019, right? That was you and Charlo part 2 at the Toyota Center in Ontario, California. Yeah, man, that was an amazing pre-fight buildup. That was probably one of the best pre-fight buildups I've been in, man. That was amazing. We had a whole bunch of priceless sound bites from both you and Charlo, man. Take us back to that.
Well, he ain't even my focus right now, bro. So I ain't even trying to, you know what I'm saying, not shitting on your question, nothing like that. But he ain't my focus, man. We, you know what I'm saying, we got parrella in front of us on the 17th, and I'm not even trying to relish. I ain't gonna even keep relishing on something that happened in the past for me, man. If it ain't happening in the future, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want the fight, I want the rubber match. So, you know, if we ain't talking about a rubber match, I'm not relishing on how he beat me or how I beat him. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I get asked that question every fucking interview. You know what I'm saying? I'm frankly like, shit, it don't matter for real. You know what I'm saying? So I'm really on that. I'm really off that.
I ain't even mad at it, man. We got a nice little situation now. Look like we got you coming back next Saturday, right? You got Bryant Parrella.
Finally.
We get to, it's been a 16-month layoff. We finally get a chance to get Superbad back in the ring, man. Tell us what's going on. What's up? You ready to roll?
Man, I'm so fucking excited, man, to be back in there, man. And my excitement is coming from just being with the new having a new head coach and the passing of my father to make him look good in a spectacular kind of way to show the world that that he was a renowned trainer without the accolades. Just he was one of those guys that dedicated his time and he was dedicated to one or maybe 2 or 3 people. Like, not, he wasn't dedicated to the world. He was a peaceful kind of guy. Like I said, peace is priceless, man. And he was a peaceful kind of guy. And I'm ready to get in that bitch, man, for him, man. And just to kind of continue, the marathon continues, man. And to keep this shit going, man, and to show the world why he was one of the best trainers in the world.
No question. And I mean, and it's the irony of it, man, it's almost a year to the date of his passing, with him passing on 4/20 of 20. And when you being back in the ring on 4/17, is there any significance to that, or is that just how the chips fell?
And to be honest, man, that's how the chips fell, man. But, you know, God worked in mysterious ways. I don't know if that's when he wanted me to get back in there or what, but, you know, the chips just fell like that. I to be honest, man, I can't even remember. I don't even remember the day my dad passed. I remember the day vividly. I just don't remember like the actual day though. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I just got reminded of it twice that that's a couple of days before my dad passed, and I wouldn't even have known that. But I'm gonna go visit him tomorrow at his grave, man, and just go sit with him for a second. You know what I'm saying? Kind of chill out with him for a minute and highlighting and, you know, absolutely, do my little due diligence with my dog. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. I can definitely identify with that as a person whose father has went on to glory as well, bro. So, you know, it gets easier, but yeah, you do have some days that are setbacks. So, you know, I'm hoping the best for your siblings and your family, you know, to get through that, bro, because it is a process, no doubt.
Thank you, my guy.
You know what, man? Now, with Bryant Parrella, the opponent, coming in on the 17th, he's coming off of a 10th round KO loss to Abel Ramos. So let me ask you straight up, is this a trap fight? Is this one of them fights where, I mean, there's not a whole bunch for you to win? Is it just about you getting back and getting in the flow?
I think that's exactly what the fight is, to be honest, man. Like I said, if it was my pick, I definitely wouldn't have picked Parrella. He's a guy that's a tough and rugged kind of guy, and for me, he has everything to gain and nothing to lose, and I have everything to lose and nothing to gain from this fight. So, I definitely wouldn't have picked the Parrella fight, but just getting back in the ring, he's coming off a loss, and I'm coming off a loss, and that's really how you got to look at it. Like, we're both coming off losses, and we're both looking to kind of sneak our way back into the sport. So I think it's a good matchup just because of that reason, just because of those reasons that he's coming off a KO loss and so am I. So I can't neglect the fact that he's coming off a KO loss like I'm not. But even though my level of a loss is higher,
Right.
a loss is a loss. So I ain't counting losses. We don't count losses like, oh, my loss was higher than yours, or you know what I'm saying, I lost in overtime and you lost by 20. You know what I'm saying? Like, I lost just like you did. So
Absolutely.
um, it's just the thing. Like, get back. I want to just get back in there after 16 months though. I really didn't care who it was, but like I said, I wouldn't have picked that because I would rather fight somebody a little more interesting, more to lose. Like I would have had to lose, but I'm just looking to get back in there, man, and get my feet back wet. And I think he's the perfect kind of opponent to do that because he's shooting just like I am.
Coached by your dad your whole life. Um, First fight without him, but what would you say as the beneficiary of the coaching and as the fathering style? What was the legacy of your father as a coach and as a trainer?
My dad was, like I said, he was 70s, 80s kind of guy, man. So they was stuck in their ways, man. He was a guy that was stuck in his ways, so you had to do it his way. Or it was no way. So it was either his way or no way. But like I said, as from 5 years old, he laid in the groundwork for how I should have done it. You know what I mean? I was getting up at 5 in the morning at since 5 years old,
Mhm.
running around parks and stuff like that. So it was always installed in me. You know what I'm saying? If you teach a kid how to ride a motorcycle at 5 years old, he'll know how to ride a motorcycle if you just teach him. You know what I'm saying? Every day, like my dad taught me. So he just taught me how to go get it. But he was strict. He was strict, man. It was either his way or no way. And all those guys that was in that era were firm like that. Floyd Mayweather Sr., you know what I'm saying, Roger. Well, you know what I mean? No matter probably who you were firm on what you stood for as a trainer. And uh but like I said, his demeanor, man, was everything for me. Um Even though he was it was either his way or no way, his demeanor was so cool and laid back, man, and you never seen him crack, man. And
Yeah.
that's one of the best attributes I think that my dad had was he never folded. You never seen him crack in no situation. You never seen him yell, scream in no situation. And that's the kind of demeanor that it is. It was real cool. Even when he told you something that was on that was on the level that you probably had to raise your voice at. He just
Mhm.
told it to you in a different kind of manner where he was kind of he meant what he should say it. But it
Right.
was his demeanor was everything, man. And I can appreciate that, man. And I still hear him right now, man, just cooling by my side, man, with cool ass demeanor, just telling me shake it off, and you know what I'm saying, more jabs and left hooks, just
Wow.
telling me little peaceful things like that.
I was going to ask you, you've been training a lot, and do you still hear the voice of your dad in the head? I think you answered the question.
Right. No, I don't think that voice. I never go away from anybody that knew my dad, man. He was his demeanor and presence was just one of a kind. So I think anybody that knew my father, still hear him talk, still hear him on what he has to say, still hear him move and stuff. So he was just that kind. He had that kind of presence and effect on people. So I don't think nobody will ever forget him.
No doubt. And just briefly, if we can revisit the situation with his passing, did you actually get a chance to? I know that so many families across America didn't really get a chance to say their goodbyes to their loved ones, unfortunately. And I'm wondering, did you get a chance to actually see your brother, your siblings, and your family?
I did. Actually, the doctor had told my mom that it didn't look good for my dad. And the doctor actually said it probably gonna be today that he's probably gonna pass. And I
Wow.
went up there. He gave us the opportunity. He only gave it was only two of us. He only gave two of us, even though my dad had a party at 8. It was only two of us that can go, and it was me and my brother that went. And my mom didn't even go. And I just got a chance to highlight him, man, for the first time in probably like 3 weeks because I hadn't seen him in like 3 weeks. You know, they wouldn't let nobody in the hospitals and nothing like that. But you know, just have an opportunity to see him one last time, and literally he did not pass until you know we got there. He hollered at us because the doctor said he was probably gonna pass. You know, probably like 2 hours before we got there, and me and my brother got in there. We talked to him, and literally as soon as we walked out the room, he passed away. So
Wow.
it's like he waited on us to get there, and you know what I'm saying, and to see him and then just say our little words about him and talk to him a little bit, and then after he did that, you know, he passed away. So
Wow.
just having the honor to just see him one last time. I never wanted to see him like that though, but you know what I'm saying. At least I got the opportunity to see him and talk to him one last time while he was able to not breathe on his own, but his brain was still reactive on his own. And um, you know what I'm saying. I'll never forget the moment until the day I die.
No doubt. And with that, your brother LJ, is has jumped in and taken over. He's always been around your training situation. He's the head coach
Right.
now. Your brother was actually a pro basketball player up in Iceland, I believe. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Played
Yeah.
played some ball overseas. I've heard that the dude is a cardio wizard. Um, so tell me, what's that like? What's the training like with LJ now as the head coach?
It's I think it's night and day with him and my father. I think my brother is more of a guy that's with the times. You know what I'm saying? Like my dad is a guy that like when you ask him to watch tape on somebody, nah, I don't want to watch no tape. Uh no, I'm straight. You know how to fight. We don't need to watch no tape on what he's doing. And, you know what I'm saying? My brother is more a guy with the times, and my brother is a guy that needs to, you know, he's an advocate on recovery for your body, and those are the things that we're doing. Like when it comes down to recovery for the body and taking ice baths,
Yes.
and not only is he pushing our body, but he's giving our body the things that it needs to go again the next day. You know what I'm saying? And like the communication is there. You know what I'm saying? Like it ain't no his way or the highway. You know what I'm saying? The communication is a lot better because, you know, like I said, he's young, so he's 31, and you can communicate with him and you can talk to him, and he understands because he has the young man mindset. You know what I'm saying? Well, you gotta understand. You gotta understand the point of view of the guy that's fighting just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it may not make sense to you, but just understand his point of view a little bit because he's the one that's getting in there. So
Right.
I think the communication is there. He's useful. He's youthful enough to understand how to get the best out of me. He became a pro athlete in basketball, which is one of the hardest sports to do too. I think when it comes down to the abilities that you have to be a basketball player. So he understands the little things, and like I said, he's a point guard, so he understands when to tell me to jab more, to move more.
Mm-hmm.
As a point guard, you got to be able to set those plays up, and he's setting it up for me in a different kind of manner, and it's just boxing for him now. So he clicks very well to sports, man. And, he can turn water into wine. All you do is give him a little bit of time because he's a researcher, and he'll figure it out, and he's figuring it out right now, man, and I love it.
You're at 154, still a contender, still a name at 154. Let's do a little something different. I'm going to say some names in the division, and you just tell me what the first thing that comes to mind is about the said fighter, okay?
Okay.
Let's start with Jarrett Hurd. What comes to mind?
As far as now, these answers I'm giving you is as far as what?
As far as fighters, as far as potential opponents, as far as past experience with the fighter, what are the things that you think about Jarrett Hurd?
I love Jerry Hurd, man. To be honest, I think he's an amazing guy. I think he's super tough. I think he knows just as well as I do how much I would love a second fight with him. Um, no bad blood there. I still communicate with him on surface level. I think he's a great fighter. I think he's chasing the Charlo fight. That's been well chased by both parties. So I think he's a tough fighter, man. I think he's as tough as it gets in 154. He's one of the toughest. He's as tough as it comes, man. Because he not only do we got a motor on him, he literally has the ability and durability to take good punches, man. So tough as they come.
And you know what? On a side note, our condolences from Fight Hub TV to Jared Hurd as well. Jared Hurd's brother passed away not long ago. So Jared and his family, condolences to you guys, and may the Most High hold and keep
Super
you.
condolences. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Let's move on to Esrandi Lara.
Super crafty, man. Super crafty. That's all. Motherfucker, super crafty, man.
Understood.
Super crafty. Super crafty. Cuban style of boxing is the name he should have given the Cuban style of boxing, because that's exactly what he shows is the Cuban style of boxing. I think personally a born fight for me and him, because it wouldn't be probably that much action packed, because it would be too much thinking and too much boxing. But from a fighter standpoint, I think it would be a lovely fight with a lot of feints and just a lot of boxing. But when it comes down to the fan standpoint, I think it would be a very low punch counted fight with not too much action. So
then my next fighter is probably the same then, and that is Julian J. Rock Williams.
I would love
super technical fight between you and him.
No, super technical, but he's got youth on his side. He got youth on his side, and he got a little bit of tenacity. Like Lara needs the bull to be the matador. Like he needs somebody that's gonna be the bull to kind of bring out the best parts in him. You know what I'm saying? Because he's not a guy that's really gonna push the action. He's not a guy that's really gonna force the fight. But I think me and Julian Williams have this same kind of style, just almost maybe a little bit. We fight when we have to fight, and but we're not backing away from the fight. But nor are we super tentative to press a fight. You know what I'm saying? But we're there to fight. You know what I'm saying? I think that's one of the fights that could easily be made, and that's one of the best fights I think in the 154-pound division that could be made. Both former champions, and that's a fight I would love to make.
No doubt. How about Jason Rosario?
I also think that's a tough fighter. Super strong, banana man for a reason. Ain't no boxer being called banana man if you're not tough, or you could do some shit to back up the banana, because banana do seem kind of weird. But if you call yourself banana man, you got to be able to back that up. And he's fought one of my guys that was my stablemate, and Nate Gallimore, and Nate said that's the hardest he's ever been punched, by that guy, tough fighter, man. And he became a world champion for a reason. Any guy that becomes world champion, it's not by mistake. And he beat Julian Williams in spectacular form, and he looked amazing doing it. And another fighter I would love to fight too, man. Like there's a lot of easy fights to make for me, and that's another fight that would be easily made. But that's another fight I would love to make.
Okay. Another one is an up-and-coming young gun from the division who took a loss earlier in his career but has bounced back, and that is Erickson Lubin.
I honestly think a fight with me and him is approaching too.
He called you out a couple months ago. He called you out a few times. Erickson Lubin.
Yeah, but I think like I said, the venture on his side is easy to call out people. It was easy. That was an easy thing to do when you were lower than everybody else. You know what I'm saying? I think it's an easy thing to do. You know what I'm saying? When you're at the top looking down, I'm not calling your name. You know what I'm saying? When you're looking up, you're calling everybody else's name. So I think that's the thing for him. But I think the road is approaching now the wins that he's gotten kind of put him in position. I say in my mind to say, okay, this motherfucker, he almost there. You know what I'm saying? And now he got to fight with Rosario. So depending how that works, you know what I'm saying? Like the fights that he's getting and that he's passing the test in, I'm like, cool. You know what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't fight a Lubin that lost to Charlo and didn't fight nobody else after that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You would win a fight, but you weren't fighting nobody to say, okay, you know what I'm saying? You're deserving to fight a guy like me. You know what I'm saying? So, but now, like I said, when he's another competitor, man, and that fight is when I say slim to none is approaching. That fight is slim to we right there. That fight is right there too, man. That fight is right. Like I said, he got a big fight on his hands coming up. If he passed that test, I promise, and this is my word to you, that's an easy fight to make. We'll be fighting next.
No doubt. So how do you think him and Banana match up?
I think that's a fight of speed and youth versus strength and power, man. So I think that's a great fight, man. That's a great fight, but I don't know, man. I think that's 50-50. I think that's 50-50. I think Lubin possesses the skill and the speed to beat him, but also Banana Man possesses the power for one-punch knockout.
Right.
And all he has to do is catch him. You know what I'm saying? But it's hard for me to tell myself that a guy won't get caught fighting 12 rounds of boxing. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, but in that stance, I just think, 50-50. 50-50, I think it's an amazing fight for our division. And this is why our division continues to thrive, because we got guys like that are stepping up to the challenge and stepping up to the plate.
It's a
Make our
hot
division
division.
as it is.
Man.
I love it. I love it when we see guys like that's what I'm saying. Like when you got guys like Lubin fighting this guy, it's no reason that I'm not able to say that I'm able to fight Lubin. You know what I mean? He fought another former world champion. He just beat Terrell Boucher. You know what I'm saying? Like he like, okay, you deserving to say like you there. You know what I'm saying? Castano, you're deserving to say. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, if I had to pick anybody, it wouldn't be Parrella. Like Parrella wouldn't be my pick. You know what I mean? That would definitely not be my pick. But you know what I'm saying? It's here now. It is what it is. But these guys that are making our division hot, I love to fight the guys that are making these division high, and the division is hot for a reason. And I love the reason why this division is hot. And I love to fight the guys that are making that are bringing all that to play. You know what I mean? I think Lubin is one of them.
Let's get to the top of the division now. 2 champions holding all 4 belts, right? Let's start off with the one with the least amount of belts, and that is Bryant Castano. Tell me about him. What you think?
That's a fiery dude, man. Little small guy, man. He's super small, but them small guys got them little man syndrome complex type things, man. And he goes hard. Kudos to him. He go hard. He goes super fucking hard, man. And like I said, not only that, man, he throw a lot of punches, and he got a motor on him, and he's got a chin on him. So with those 3 things, man, when you fight that guy, you got to come in tip-top shape. Period. Definitely. Don't even shortcut it. Come in tip-top shape, because he's coming in tip-top shape. And from round 1 to round 10 or 12, he's gonna be on your ass the whole way through. So you either got to make him respect something, or you got to be able to keep up with that pace, because he coming. He's a champion. Right now he's a champion for a reason. He beat a good guy in Patrick. Like I said, I think that's another amazing fight, man, between him and Charlo. So kudos to those guys.
And then to round out the division, the 3-belt champion, Jermell Charlo.
Tough guy too, man. Tough guy, man. Every test they threw at him, man, he passed. So, there's nothing bad to say about him. He's a good fighter. And not only that, man, he's got a great trainer and a great team around him, man. So I think that's what sometimes get people over the hump. Not only just them, it's the people around them. And Derrick James is the perfect person for him, man. They mesh real good, and he got 3 of the belts, and He beat me, so what the fuck can I say about him? You know what I mean? He's a great fighter, man. He's chasing legacy right now and trying to be the first one in the junior middleweight division to unify all 4 belts. So kudos to him, man. Kudos to everybody, man. That's making this division great. So I just want to be a part of that greatness and fight the other guys in the division. I want to fight me that can make for great fights because I love great fights. You know, I love fights. I hate fights when you got the odds is fucking 24-1 or some dumb shit like that. Like that's not a good fight to me. You know what I'm saying? But all these fights that make the sport great, you know what I'm saying? Rosario and Lubin and Charlo and Castano if they match up, and then you got her, whoever he's gonna fight, and J-Rock, whoever he's gonna fight. Like this division is gonna be one of the greatest because we got guys in the division that want to compete against each other, and that's the name of the game. That's the name of the game. So kudos to all of them, man. And I see all them guys soon that want to make this division great because we're gonna make it great.
No doubt. If you had a choice, perfect fight for you, who would you be picking after this? I know you really don't like to focus on anything but the now. But if you had to choose, if you in a perfect world, I know that you are a person that says, hey, look, I pretty much get with Al and let Al know what I would like to do. So what would you like to do?
You know what my next fight would be if I was give if past this fight. Easy.
Rubber match.
Easy. Like there's no other fight to make for me. If that fight could be made next, there's no other fight for me to be made. You know what I'm saying? So if that fight doesn't happen, then we can talk about something else. But it's easy that's the fight that I would love to have next if it could go my way and I could fight him next. Easy.
Absolutely. Very clear. You know what? There's another fight on the 17th, and that is Ben Askren and Jake Paul.
Yeah.
What do you think? What do you think about that? I know that you're okay with YouTubers and other guys getting in and kind of gaming the system a little bit and getting over. What do you think about the fight, though?
I literally don't know nothing about neither one of them, to be honest, man. So it's hard for me to even tell you what I think about the fight. I literally know nothing. Like I don't know nothing. Like I seen Jake Paul fight Nate Robinson. That was my first time even knowing about him.
Right.
But I knew about.
Like you glitching a little bit, bro.
Jake Paul now. So, but other than that, man, I don't know nothing about him. I know Jake Paul, man. I think he's gonna be hard to beat because I listen to him talk and I hear the confidence in his voice. Like I hear it. Like I hear the demeanor and the confidence, and he betting on him and the way he bet on him. So I think he's gonna be hard to beat. And I think Ben looks kind of older. I don't know nothing about him either, but he looks kind of older. And like I said, boxing is always gonna be a young man's sport. So if you ain't got youth on your side or experience on your side, it's gonna be hard to beat somebody that got youth on their side. And I'm always going with the guy that got youth on their side over the guy that got experience but they never boxed a day in his life. So right. I'm always gonna go with the guy that's youthful.
Understood. And lastly, man, you know, there's been a lot of like an outpouring when everything was going on with your dad. And I mean, so many people on the channel, man, were leaving comments and, you know, well wishing you. And I'm sure that you got a million DMs. And I was one of the people that DM'd you. You know, you couldn't get back to everybody, man. But if you could take time and just say something to the world of boxing and just everybody in general, man, that reached out and just was looking for you in your time of need.
I just tell everybody, man, thank you, man. Just understand on my end that it was one of the hardest things I had to go through. So don't think the love that you sent me went unnoticed. I appreciate it so much. But like I said, it was something I have never dealt with. You know, you only get one father and one mother, and I lost my father. So I wasn't at the right state of mind to respond, even if I wanted to respond. So now that we approaching a year, I understand the genuine love that was being sent my way, and I want to wrap my arms around each and every one of y'all and hug each and every one of y'all because I needed that hug at the time, and I appreciate you all so much, and I appreciate you all not only for sending the love but just being a super bad fan. or super bad lover to even comment to send it to me. You know what I mean? So just show my appreciation to you all in one bubble, and telling you all thank you so much, and I love you all so much, and the legacy continues, man. The marathon continues on the 17th, man. Let's get this shit back on. Let's get this shit back shaking, and we doing this all together. We gonna all work together for sure.
No doubt, man. And you know, you've been so gracious with your time, man, but I would really be remiss not to talk about the Super Bad Boxing Academy, and also about just some of the nice things, man, that I've been reading over time that you've done. I've read that you've been helping to train, that you were helping to train. You had to pull back a little bit on the football team. You had 50% of the football team training with you guys. You also had you gave away over 50 prom dresses, bro. 50 prom dresses to kids in need, man, so they can go out and get their boogie on with their friends, man. Talk to me about that real quick, bro.
Really, to be honest, man, this year not too many people had proms. COVID came, and prom was just not. Graduation wasn't even a thing. Like you couldn't
Absolutely.
even grad. You couldn't even walk across stage. So, what we did is we got creative. We had it outside, and people that didn't have the opportunity to graduate from their school, we did it in the back. We did it at the gym, and had it outside. And everybody that wanted to be a part of it, it was free. And we had probably about 30, 35 people come from middle school graduates to high school graduates, and just get the opportunity to walk across the stage, man, and say your goodbyes to people you love. And that's not something that as a teenager that you would want to miss out on. So we wanted to make that very possible for them guys, and we did it. It was amazing. It was a lot of love there. And Super Bad Academy, man, is the way we make that stuff possible, man. We one big unit over there. We one big family. We do everything as one. And like I said, I always say it takes a village, man. And we got a group in there called the Moms, and it's about 7 of them, 8 of them. And when I say they kick ass and they kicking down doors for Super Bad Academy, and they doing the stuff that I won't be able to do because I'm probably not able to do it. They doing it, man. And like I said, it takes the village, man. And they get all the credit for putting those prom dress things together, and the free clothing giveaways together, and all that, man. They get all the credit, man. They get all the credit for coming up with these ideas to keep relishing our community, to make it great, man. And that's gonna be a thing that as long as I'm living, we'll never stop. Because there's always somebody to help. There's always somebody in need. And around those times are the most critical times, prom and back to school and Christmas and Thanksgiving. And that stuff will never stop because there's always somebody in need around those times where you need it the most. So Super Bad Academy is that way. Yeah, man, going on 5 years, or going on 6 years, going on 7. And
congratulations.
And man, and now it's getting better, man. It's getting better. We get more funding. We get more donations, and bigger people. And man, like I said, I want to make this thing in about 5 more years, probably one of the biggest things that we could do each and every year, because it started how the way it started, but it's gonna finish very strong.
No doubt, no doubt. There you go, America. A champion in his community, a champion for his people, and a champion in the ring. Tony Super Bad Harrison.
My
Check
dog.
him out. April 17th. We got him April 17th on Fox, the comeback fight. Tony, it's been a pleasure. We thank you for your time, man, and we look forward to seeing you soon.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate it.